Peace family. So I'm back with another one. Today what I want to do is I wanted to talk to my chosen ones about how the enemy will tell you to stop telling people what to believe in. Let people believe whatever they want to believe. Man, do I keep hearing this one. Stop telling people what to believe. Stop. Let everybody believe whatever they want to believe. Look, the thing is with that, just because someone says something doesn't mean that you believe it. Doesn't mean that you're actually solely in taking that information and, you know, that energy vibration on how it comes and it's distributed to you, and you just took it all in, and now that's that, you know what I mean? And now you just believe in what was said because it was said. Like, some zombies out here do follow things that way, but for the most of us, especially the ones that's over here, we way too intelligent for that. So when people are telling us to stop telling people what to believe in, you gotta check it out like this. Like, I'm not telling you, and we don't tell you what to believe in. We tell you the things that you should be aware of and the things that are not good across any board. You can look at any religion or culture and everything that all of us are telling you, whether they're Muslim, whether they're Christian, whether they're just out here in the field, you know, Buddhism, Jewish, if they walking it right, any of them. We all have the same concept of that's poison. There is no, hey, well, it's up to you if you want to believe it's poison or if it's not poison. Like, you know how many cultures have grown up or was raised or brought up in an environment where they had poisonous berries around? Somebody had to find out if they was poisonous. Whether it was the ancestors before them that ate them and knew, or whether somebody was in a weird witchy state and wanted to give them to somebody, and then they saw the outcome, the effects of what happened to it. That is completely different than telling somebody, hey, follow this, hey, follow this, hey, follow this. That's not what's going on out here, you know? And for the ones that I know of, that's not how they operate either, you know? They'll give you insight as far as, you know, the methods that work for them. So it's like, I can go talk to, you know, somebody of a different religion, whatever they partake in, and I don't get offended when they are telling me their methods and avenues on how we met at the same point. Because we're meeting at the same point, you know what I mean? So if we're not meeting at the same point, then you have to understand that these people are witches out here, and they're working everything they can to keep these spells alive, to keep us all bound. You know what I mean? That's why they don't really talk about them in movies or anything anymore, because it's out here every day in our face. It's the same thing with the mafia. They don't talk about the mafia. You think all them rich ass families just up and left because the government said so? No, they are the government as well. You know what I mean? Just like the natives, the Indians. Nigga, I'm here. You ain't gonna tell me that it was something else. That's why I don't look like the Africans over there. And don't try to tell me that it got something to do with crossbreeding and all this other shit. Like, yeah, you got some of that out there, but that's the minority, not the majority. So it's a really weird process out here, just trying to manage that space, you know, because we only are affecting the ones who we have access and reach to, and the ones that's reaching in. So if you're not reaching in or tapped in, or if you're not in our proximities, our spaces, then it's not affecting you. But a lot of these witches want to keep people lost in this, oh, it's my truth. It's you know, all of us got a little piece of my own truth in there. Yeah, we all do, but the way this war is set up, right? We need a stronger blueprint. That's just like saying, oh yeah, you can do it as a single parent. Yeah, motherfucker, but it really takes two. Simple process, you know what I mean? So we could look at all the other discombobulated angles of it, but in order to get some kind of structure for the next generation, you need a stronger blueprint. So creating a stronger blueprint, meaning that if we are the ones that's taking the road less traveled, right? If you ever been on any trails, any hikes, anywhere that's out like just in nature, once you branch off from the regular trail, and let's say either it's another one that kind of looks like it used to be a trail, But now it's been nature and life just kind of start formulating around it. Usually because that's the road that's less traveled. So you're gonna have more obstacles. If I veer off of this road right here and I go to this road, now I gotta worry about the thorn bushes. I gotta worry about spider webs. So now I'm gonna take a little stick with me so I can clear that space out. You know what I mean? Like, it's different obstacles that's on the ground in your space, because everybody that comes on this path, this trail, they don't always take this pathway. They take the other one, the one that's cleared out for everybody to walk on. So you gotta understand that when we out here, these witches got a lot of manipulation tactics that they use to entrap you. So if you think about everybody just living in this my truth thing, that's what got us where we are right now. When I process living in a household, say I'm just thinking about, like, you don't forget thinking about everyone else for a second, right? Just process you in your household. If everybody in your household just lived off of my truth, the mom didn't have no rules, dad didn't have no rules, or the grandmother or the aunts, whoever was, you know, the head of those households, if they didn't have their own kind of rules or structures, it would be a bunch of chaos and bumping heads. Most of the chaos and bumping heads in the houses these days is because we don't want to follow their rules and regulations. Most of my things that I got into inside the house with my mom's was because I didn't want to follow. If I had followed, then we wouldn't have bumped heads as much as we did, but I didn't agree with a lot of the things that she had in line, just like a lot of us don't. You know what I mean? But I say that to say, like, we need a better blueprint and structure. So when you think about the nuclear household and what happens in the house, then once you can figure out that structure, then you can expand that structure outwardly. Then you can expand it outwardly. So just be mindful when you are out here communicating, engaging with some of these people who just want everything to be as it is, what it is. Like, if I would like for my daughter to have more seeds, so that way our bloodline, the generation, can continue to live and move on, then I would want her to be aware of what's going on these shows, TikTok, Facebook, whatever those spaces are, because people not really watching TV no more. So it's more so in what they scrolling through, you know. I would want her to be aware that that's not okay, you know. Like, I don't ever say, hey, yes, you should follow this. What I do tell her is, man and women go together if you want to make baby. You know what I mean? So it's that simple. Yes, you can. We're humans, so we can be weird and say, oh, yeah, well, I'll go out and get a turkey baster, or I'll go out and find some eggs or some weird stuff like that. But that's not getting back to the core root. We are all so scrambled out here that we have to get to a blueprint. We have to get to a more firmer starting point, opposed from everybody just kind of being in their truth. You know, we're all fighting the system, so it's weird to me that people are still trying to go out here and just literally fight other people because they can. Like, the people that's running around saying, oh, my truth, you know, stop telling people what to believe in and all this shit. It's like, bruh, you realize when COVID hit, it hit you and it hit me too, right? Like, it hit everybody, the ones that believed in it or not. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, it wasn't subjective to, oh, okay, well, because they believe in my truth, I'm gonna skip them and then I'm just gonna go over here and get these ones. Like, that's not how it operates. So to me, in my world, it just makes sense. If we all got the same op, why am I gonna sit here and go back and forth with you? Because when our team focuses that energy like we're doing now, and we dismantle that team the way it's gonna be dismantled, then it won't be people talking about this my truth shit, because we're the ones out here fighting the fight. We're the ones out here fighting it. So while they're sitting back, kicking their feet up, just getting to be witchy and do all these other things and believe that there is no structure that any of us got to follow, you know what I mean? Which is crazy to me. Could look outside and see how beautiful it is and still how much structure it has. The mountains is way closer than what y'all could see right now. Like, They literally look like they're in grass breach, but on here they look a lot farther away. That's not my truth. It is what it is. You know, the mountains are there. You can say, oh, yeah, well, they're not mountains. They're just hills, you know, or big tree stumps that are, you know, that's my truth. Like, all right, cool. That little kind of piece like that, that's subjective to the war that's at hand. You know what I mean? That's not something that's going to make or break or take somebody. So, but it's the other things that will, when we are trying to enlighten more people to what's actually happening out here, and we got all these beings out here still talking about this my truth. You gotta think of how selfish that sounds. My truth, me, I, yeah, but it's mine. And it's like, it's mine, it's my truth, but it's mine. You know, you can have your own, but it's mine. It's all mine. I am selfish. I don't care about you, yours, what's going on with you or yours or anybody else that's out here. That's what I perceive when I keep hearing people try to pound. People who try to pound that shit into you are people who are already fully gone. They are fully gone, and they accepted that they took in that contract and they already got like some other kind of weird health issues going on with them, or they done did some weird shit and they passed that it just keeps lingering and it puts them in this weird, worse suffering state. Like, these people are already done. Like, it's no way in hell you gonna be out here fighting a battle with people that's trying to fight with you. And you talking about, no, this is my truth. Nah, this is my truth. Nah, it looks like a weapon, but it's not a weapon because it's my truth. Like, I can't get jiggy with it. I can't get jiggy with any of it. These planes is coming back to back. It was like it's crazy. But long story short, be mindful. Just stay mindful. When they put you in that loop and you feel yourself about to go back and forth with it, you have to make sure that you catch yourself before you dive into that little witchy pot that they got. You have to make sure you got yourself aligned. Because what'll happen is you trying to put out some helpful insight and information, and not anything that's harmful. But because they're so witchy, they're gonna take it as hateful or harmful, or as you're poking them or prying them. That's why they feel so offended when you just talk about like the all actuality. Nature around the world has been operating one way. And because it's all about me, I, self this, self that, I need to self this, I need to, I need to make myself, I need to put more value on myself. Like, God damn it. Like, it don't matter what kind of value I say I want to put on myself. The people put that value there. When I went out and did basketball and sports growing up, I didn't say I was good. I knew I was good, but the people said I was good. I always scored a touchdown. I was always getting buckets or crossing somebody up. You know, it was just always things that I was doing, but I just saw me as, I'm just playing the game. The people give those titles and those names and that status and those things. Yes, we put a lot of work in. We do put a lot of work in. We don't take away from the work we put in, but a lot of the big titles outside of like being a doctor or something like that, like a lot of those things, like, you don't have to go to school. If you know somebody that is like a holistic being, like they know all the holistic remedies, all the, the sea mosses and all the different things that you put together to kind of heal the body, help the body, feed the body, you wouldn't look at them as less of a doctor, especially if you somebody who are aware. You would look at them the same as these other doctors that has to go through all that weird training and stuff to do, and you wouldn't look at them as any less, because we already know that they actually got more better remedies and more healing substances for us and our vessels, along from somebody cooking up something in a lab. You know what I mean? Like, they don't even try to hide it. Like, at least before, when we was younger, they used to like try to make them colorful pills and all of this shit. Like, they just cook that shit up, white crack, and then serve it. Ha, here you go. I'm gonna put it in the pill form. There you go. Ah, catch. And it's like, damn. What can we do though? You know, let the other people tell it. It's my true shit. It's gonna run, and as long as it keep running, then we all gonna just keep thinking that what our neighbors do don't affect us. What our neighbors do affect us. What I do does affect my neighbor. If I played my music loud as hell every single night, that would affect their sleeping patterns. That would get them frustrated, even if they're not sleeping and they're just trying to do things in their house, because we're all occupying and sharing the same space. So in my world, I'm always considerate to a degree. You know what I mean? I'm paying rent too, so at certain hours, I will play my music as loud as I want to and make my beats as loud as I want to, you know? But it's not a consistent thing, so they already know if they hear anything coming from my space, they already know, like, all right, he must be in one of them vibe modes where he just getting some stuff. And it's never for hours and hours at a time, you know. Maybe for a strong 10 minutes, maybe for a strong 45 minutes. But it usually don't even exceed that time. You know what I mean? But I ain't want to run up too long. Just be mindful and aware of these beings who running around talking about my truth. Stop telling people this, stop telling people that. Just let people do whatever they want to do. People are already doing whatever they want to do now. That is the fucking problem. It's already happening. So now you're basically telling all of us to say, hey, shut the fuck up and just accept what everybody is doing. That's what they're really saying. Shut the fuck up and accept what everyone else is doing. You ain't got to accept it. I don't have to accept it. Tap in everything down below. Peace and love to the kings and queens.